Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 586. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les, and today is August 29th.
It is.
2022. Laura and I both use she, her pronouns, and I'm a poor planner because I asked the gentleman who mows my lawn to come today, and you can hear him in the background, so I apologize for that. But we are also supposed to get rain for 2 days.
Yep.
So this is the only chance I have. I'm going to act like I planned that. I did not.
We were supposed to have rain today and it didn't come.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just 100% humidity.
It is pretty brutal. And Michael's like, it's cooler than it usually is in August. And I'm like, dude, after a certain point, it doesn't matter. Like,
it says that it feels like 101 outside.
Yeah,
like that's
it's not bad for August. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. After you get over, like, I don't know, 90, it really just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Agreed. Humidity in 90.
Yeah. Living in the South, that is our constant companion. So what are you working on, my friend?
I am currently working on the coin flip hat. I'm almost at the end of the row, so I'm gonna get to the end of this row, but I'll tell you all about it. It is a pattern by Shayna Lines Designs. I am knitting it out of hand spun and size 1 needles. I am enjoying the process so far.
It's modular,
like this.
Right?
Yep. So you do 2 pieces that look like this, a little bit longer than this. I'm on a straight section. And then there is like a little zippity-doo-dah that goes up and joins the two, kind of like on the side of Recalibrate, a garter panel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think and it goes all the way around. So it's gonna be super cool. I can't wait to see how it comes out, because right now
colors are giving me like Mardi Gras.
Oh really? It gives me like irises. Oh no, it's Into the World that I spun, and I cannot remember the name, but it's lovely. It's I think a Corriedale. So yep, that is going on swimmingly. I was knitting on this during our Patreon event yesterday, and then I also have a pair of socks on the needles. I am right at the heel turn, so that is why I'm not currently working on these. This is they disappeared off the show notes.
Yeah, because you said that was the only thing you were working on. Because you lied to me.
I am a liar who lies. So this is the Dyer from Kentucky.
Rockin' String.
Her Jitterbug Sport Weight and Meow on size 1 needles. So yep, and I'm using Wendy Johnson's Toe Up socks with gusset. So,
which is your go-to for toe up?
Yeah, it really is, for sure, or at least sport weight toe up for sure. So that is being worked on. That is the first one of that, and that's all I have, basically, for the whole show. So enjoy.
Yeah. I've got 2 works in progress, and that's basically it.
It's been a busy week this week.
So let me just catch my float here. Alright, so I'm working on 2 things. One you have seen before, but I have made some progress. And that is the Shawl That Jazz, which is just a big, sort of, really big crescent-shaped garter stitch
super
shawl.
cozy.
Yeah, right now it's in a sort of frumpy, the needle's not long enough. So I finished the primary section and picked up to do the ruffle. So I'm only like 3/4 of an inch into the ruffle.
But still, that's...
Yeah, it's a lot. I didn't count. I should at some point count the number of stitches. It's a lot. So...
it's intense.
It is intense. It's a lot of stitches. But it's good, like, brainless, because at this point I don't have to increase or decrease. I just knit until I'm running out of yarn and bind off.
Nice.
And that's it. So, but
or until you get bored.
Yeah, the needles are huge. For me, they're like, I want to say a size 9. So 5.5 millimeter. And so I can't knit on them for a long time because they hurt my hands. But, and I don't know if it's because they're so big or because it's just a deviation from what I typically use. So
we're both using signature needles.
I'm using different muscles, yeah. I mean, I know they're expensive. I know that they're not something that everyone can afford, but I do love signature needles. The point just can't be beat. So, and these are fixed signatures. I don't know if they even sell fixed anymore. Nope. Everything is interchangeable with the cords and everything, but I am a hardcore.
They have a
signature
special
fan.
name for that, and now
it's not interchangeable. It's something else, but
convertible.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I've still got a ways to go because
you do.
You use most of the second scheme, so that's that. I haven't worked on my gray shawl at all, sprinkled with kindness. I haven't touched that this week, but I did cast on for I forgot the main thing. The pattern is called Inflorescence. It's linked in our show notes. Everything we talk about is linked in our show notes. And our show notes are on our website, which is TheKnitGirlls with 3Ls.com.
Except for my socks.
They're in last week's.
They are.
So I am doing a sample knit for Steph of Loop, and we sort of went back and forth on the colors and decided on the wait and see colors, which is funny because these are the colors I picked for myself as a reward for giving her the other sweater.
Yeah, that's a pretty colorway set.
So I picked wait, which is the lighter color, for myself. But this is a colorwork sweater, so it uses a colorwork motif. This is the yoke. And this is attempt number 2. I got all the way through the colorwork yoke. I had one row of colorwork left. We were on the Patreon Zoom yesterday, the virtual knit night, and realized that I was kidding myself that it was that it was loose enough. It was not, because half of this is knit in a traditional Fair Isle manner, and the other half you're dragging the floats on the right side of the fabric. So because you're bringing the yarn to the front, you actually need more.
Yeah.
You need it to be looser than you would typically knit in Fair Isle, because otherwise it's going to compress the stitches, right? It's going to scrunch up. And I was just kidding myself that it was loose enough. So, it's going to be something that she's going to show in her booth. I want it to be right. So I pulled it out. I mean, to be fair, it was only maybe 3 hours worth of work, so it wasn't, hugely detrimental, and it would have annoyed me the rest of the time if I hadn't fixed it. So I'm glad that I did. I am 14 rows in to a 28 row color work chart, so I'm about halfway there. I'll start dragging the floats on the wrong side. I should have this section done by the next time we record so that I can actually show you that. But I am using the pattern called for, well, I got gauge in a size 4, which is I got gauge in a size 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter needle. I think the pattern called for a 4. I almost always have to go up a size. And so initially I did the Fair Isle in a 5 as well, but I went up 2 needle sizes to do a 7 for the color work, and I think it looks good. I think it looks exactly like it should be looking. And when it's done, when the yoke part is done with the color work, I'm going to put this on some cord, and then I'm going to wet block it out on my mannequin so it'll be to shape, to just make sure before I go any further that it is the right, that everything is laying the way that it should.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's basically the entire week of crafting. I've got some embroidery, but it's not done, and it's got a bad word in it, and I don't feel like dealing with that this week. So, yeah, that's basically it.
I have something.
You do. I haven't seen it yet.
It is a tiny T-Rex.
There's so much color in that T-Rex.
Yeah, it was a mini skein that the Madison girls got us.
Oh, okay. It was that little color. Yeah. It's a tiny T-Rex.
It is.
Look at those little drumstick legs. So this is a pattern by Mochi Mochi, right?
Yep. Mini Mochi Mochi. So it's really, really interestingly constructed. Like the arms are just I-cord that you pull through.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Except my I-cord always looks sloppy on one side. Like, see, that's the starting point, and then it's better. And I would do, because T-Rexes have teeny tiny arms.
Yeah.
I don't know that those are teeny tiny enough.
I think they are.
And I didn't, like, I got all the way through, closed the head, and was like, oh crap, I forgot to stuff the head. So,
oh well.
Yeah, I just kind of squished the stuffing around. So it is perfectly imperfect. It is ridiculous, and it is going to go sit, I think, on my desk at work. And I plan on making another one out of some spinning that I finished pre-SSK. We were doing mini skeins.
Oh, yeah.
And I had gotten 2 samples from Inglenook of their cashmere silk base, and I think I'm going to use it for a dinosaur.
Why didn't that go into the raffle?
Because it's not enough.
Oh.
It was only like 20 yards.
Oh, Jesus.
As I
just like torpedo it.
And also there's something wrong with the winding. Someone wound something wrong. But yeah, it wasn't enough.
Who
yeah.
wound it?
Me. So yeah, it was 2 like little samples that they send when you buy their fiber.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even, I think, like maybe 10 grams. So yeah, I'm going to make another dino out of this. Because why not? And hopefully my second one will be better. The pattern was super well written. She's got video links included. If I hadn't been on a Zoom, I would have looked at them. I knit her on size 00 needles using fingering weight yarn. I did a French knot for the eyes. I was so proud.
I am proud of you for that.
I'm going to have you show me how to do it correctly, because I did it like 5 times.
It's all about tension.
Good enough. Yeah. And then I embroidered. I used some leftover yarn that I spun for a Ply magazine article for the teeth. So the teeth are hand spun. And,
I thought you meant the Ply article, or the Ply edition was called Teeth. I was like, I don't remember that one.
JC's getting very unusual. Outside bones. So, anyway, it's just a cute little toy, and took maybe 2.5 hours with the embroidery. So, and would be faster because I ripped out a couple times, but very clever construction. Yeah. So, it's Tina, the tiny T-Rex, and she's got a Triceratops buddy now, I think. So, yeah. Maybe there will be more tiny dinosaurs in my future. Teeny tiny dinosaurs.
Seems like a Laura thing.
It's pretty on brand. Oh, and I forgot to say, I also finished my swatch for shoulder season, which is a Shayna Designs pattern that I'm supposed to be testing, but I'm waiting for some yarn to arrive because my yarn from Jude is lost in the mail. But hopefully,
that's hideous. You should let me take it off your hands.
It will come. It's fine. You have the ability to order from Jude.
Oh, I am fully aware of that. Trust me.
I also, some like intangible work that I did this week is I pulled out my Volmiza stash and put it all in a spreadsheet so that I know what I have, and I really want to start using some of my like special yarn that I've never, I mean, I've used Volmiza multiple times in the past, but there's been some colorways that I've been like hanging on to. And then I found some doubles that I have, and now that I am more into knitting like t-shirts with larger gauge, some of those will work for that. So yeah, super stoked.
Yeah, I feel like Volmiza would be a good option for a lot of those Shayna lines. Mix and match.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Type tops.
And also, like, the magpie tendency, a lot of the, what is her name? Melissa, I'll think of it. Anyway.
Kimmerer?
No. She did magpie tendency and a bunch of other stuff.
I can picture the model in my, I don't know if that's...
Skinigans?
Skenanigans.
Skenanigans, thank you. Yeah.
I think.
So, a lot of her stuff. And there's just been rocket tees. There's a bunch of stuff out right now, t-shirt-wise, that uses, like, 2 or 3 colors. Melanie Berg, who's having a pattern sale till the end of this month, has some new stuff as well. So, lots of options. All the things to knit.
Do you have any spinning you want to talk about?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I do not. I've been working on a ply article for the last couple weeks, so my spinning has been secret spinning. Not so secret to Leslie because she goes to my house, but people who don't go to my house don't get to see it.
I don't have to sign an NDA, but I also don't post on social media, so she doesn't have to worry about me.
And doesn't care
I really don't.
about things that are technical.
Like, I'm happy for you, but I've no interest. Like,
I was trying to talk to Leslie about twist angle the other day, and she was like, don't care.
Yeah. It's not that it's not valuable information. It is, especially if you want to be able to have some control into what the outcome of your yarn is. It's just, I don't care. I just, like, I don't want to know how the sausage is made, right? I just want to spin. Yeah.
Buffy heard sausage and went to the door.
Yeah. Yes, she did. My friend Shannon and I started today. We're doing a 100-day watercolor, 5 minutes a day challenge.
Yeah.
Thing. So we'll see if I can stick to it. I did it today, and Shannon's like, "Can I see what you did?" And I'm like, "Sure, it's terrible, but I'll show you." You know.
That's how you get better, though.
So I only have one thing. I'll show you all next week once I've
7.
Yeah, once I've got more. What else? So books. I'm reading a book called Dark Night, Golden Dawn by Alison Carr Wacher. It's paranormal romance-ish. There's like 4 classes of people. There's the Illuminated, which I'm not sure are like immortal kind of elves, I guess, maybe, or something. And there's vampires, and there's shifters, and there's humans. But it's very like classist.
Oh, interesting.
The setup is very classist, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm listening to Junkyard Bargain, which is the second in the Shining Smith series by Faith Hunter, which is like science fiction post World War III, which was a war with aliens, but that you never really hear much about the aliens, just their technology. And it involves a lot of nanobots that get into your bloodstream, and if you survive it, they can sort of mutate you. And in this particular one, the protagonist has unintentionally spread her nanobots to the cats that live in her junkyard, and they're like little prides of hunters, and like they make demands of her, and it's I mean, the cats are funny. The rest of it is
kind of like the mice from
yes.
The
one where she likes to dance salsa. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, Something Through Hell is the new one.
Sorry,
because I just read that one.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's
We're not helpful.
I will be in a second. Hold on.
But yeah, so I started listening to that. I don't love the narrator of this particular series, but I think it's partly because the book is just very heavy on like the tech side of, you know, how the stuff works, and like the interactions between the different types of technology and all that. And I just don't care. Like, I just don't care. So, but I mean, it's got mostly sentient cats.
Encrypted.
There you go.
She's on book 12.
Wow.
Comes out next year. Cheyenne McGuire.
Yeah, Encrypted is INCRYPTID.
And the first couple books were good.
Yeah, I think I read up to the third one, and then I was like, eh.
I read up to this last one that's not quite. I'm caught up, but I switched over to borrowing them from the library versus buying.
Oh, yeah, okay. What about you? What are you reading?
I'm still listening to the Hidden Legacy series. I've probably listened a whole 10 minutes since the last time we spoke. What have I been doing? I've been watching football. Because football season's back.
Yep. Now we're back to having to plan Zooms around the Steelers.
And what else did I do this week? I don't know. We watched some great pottery throwdown and some drag race, Australia drag race. And I don't know. I've slept a lot. It's always enjoyable. Getting stuff done at work.
I've been playing Animal Crossing.
Oh, have you?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
I've got 5 different, like, food things growing on the island.
Oh, look at you, so fancy.
I am so fancy. And now when I catch a fish, like, my little character goes, I just thought of a recipe.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and recipes fall from balloons, too.
Yeah.
And the bottles.
I've gotten to the point where I've got basically every recipe the common ones, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I'm not learning as much as I would like.
In your Animal Crossing game, you're not learning
game.
as many recipes as you would like. So funny.
I also get a perverse kick out of making the little turtle guy not sing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, why are you in such a hurry? We just left. And I'm like, click, 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 click.
You looked up that thing.
Yes, I did. Like, I can't do this. This is...
Your sea shanties bore me, dude. Let's get moving.
Plus, I'm usually, like, I'm not usually listening to the music from Animal Crossing. I'm usually listening to a podcast or an audiobook or something.
I listen just so I can hear the balloons and stars, falling stars.
How do you hear balloons?
You hear them whooshing above.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure. Like, now you have me doubting myself, but I'm pretty sure I hear a whoosh. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't listen, so it's very possible. Is there anything special about fireworks nights? Like,
no, they're just the last Sunday in August.
Yeah,
they're just Sundays in August. You can go to Red and you can buy cotton candy,
yeah,
and stuff like that.
But you can do that on Harb's Island too.
Yeah. I like the little like food items that they added, like the cotton candy. Yeah. You just walk around with them and lick them, and then they give you like mega tree chopping down points. Some of them.
I didn't know you could eat them.
Yeah.
How do you eat them?
You hold them in your hand and then you eat them. You just press A.
Oh.
And then they go.
I've just been giving them away to people.
Yeah. Well, that's also a valid option.
And now I can get coffee to go, so I've been giving that away to people too.
Yeah. Have you been seeing other people in your coffee shop?
Not yet.
Okay.
Is that a thing that's going to happen at some point?
Yeah. Random people just show up. The turnip girl with her, like, snotty nose.
Yeah, I can't do that. Do you still buy turnips?
No, I never bought turnips.
I think I did when it first started, but I haven't since then.
I have enough money.
Yeah. I guess some people, like, if...
It's like a stock market type thing.
If you enjoy that, then rock on with your bad self. Now we're just filling time.
Yep.
I don't really have anything else. Do you have anything else?
Not really. We have a fail along coming up.
On Thursday?
SSK.
Not SSK.
Stash Dash. Ends Wednesday. Last day of, of August. I don't know. I'll have to count up how many yards that I've gotten. I did knit 2 sweaters and a 1,500 yard shawl, so feeling okay with that. And I think that's it. I'm going to cuddle with Buffy a little bit. We're going to chill.
I'm going to pay the gentleman who's mowing my lawn.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we hope that if you are a Patreon supporter, first, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope to see you on Thursday.
We're doing scratch off pastels.
Yeah, oil pastels to create like scratch art. We'll see how that goes. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.